All I know is if that was my kid and that was my father-in-law, I'm taking the nice truck and the 500 grand. I'm telling him, see ya. I mean, he's already done it for years. Hello and welcome back to the J&Z podcast. My name is Jace Van Ort,
And I'm Zeth Makalo.
and today we got a rather simple episode. We're going to be talking about the movie Over the Top. Now, I would have loved to dress up for this one, but unfortunately, I don't have any of those like sleeveless jean jacket looking, whatevers. But maybe I'll get one in the near future. We can.
You're not muscular enough for him, Jace.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the most important part. I don't look like Sylvester Stallone.
We need like those fake muscles, that are like in Party City or whatnot.
Oh man, we could do so much with those. That'd be awesome. But yeah, this movie, infamous for being free to watch on YouTube. I've seen it for literally years, and we just now decided, hey, now's the time, because everybody.
Okay, so you have watched this movie.
I have not watched the movie. I saw it on YouTube as free to watch for literally years and never clicked on it.
Oh man, this is one of my favorites that Stallone does.
I have my complaints, but it's a cohesive movie. I will give it that. It's nothing too special is the only problem with it, and there are some questionable decisions that they play off as completely normal. So the main plot of the story is this truck driver, who is played by Sylvester Stallone, has a son from his wife that he abandoned, and the son hates him. And they go on a road trip together and learn how to arm wrestle while the grandfather tries to steal the son back. That's a pretty good synopsis there.
Pretty good summary there.
And I hate that stupid kid because he's so annoying the entire movie. And I know he's supposed to be, but I still don't have to like it. He's so mean to him for no reason.
Well, I mean, you got to take that into the story into consideration, because he doesn't even know his dad. Like, that's the first time he's seen him in years, or it's the first time ever. I always forget, but
he thought that he abandoned him.
Yeah, but also he's a spoiled brat on top of it. So I mean,
he is.
I'll give the kid credit. He's a good actor, and I think the story, I mean, what he's given, he does well with it.
Unfortunately, though, my grievances began early on when the kid got so mad at the dad over literally nothing that he ran out and caused mass traffic and crashes by running on the freeway. But when he gets kidnapped, literally abducted in a parking lot by his grandfather's goons, he's fine. He has he doesn't even care. He straight up has no trauma over that. But his dad literally answering his question that wasn't even that bad, he runs into traffic crying and screaming. There's no world in which he wouldn't have to go to therapy over that. There's no way. He literally gets
think
kidnapped.
You're looking at it. I think you're nitpicking just a little bit there. I mean,
nitpicking? They just get back in the truck and leave.
Well, yeah, but
I didn't even call the cops.
I don't know. I mean, the kid's a spoiled brat in the movie, so I mean, he thinks he can get away with whatever he wants, but at the same time, he doesn't know this person. So this person could have been kidnapping him, you know what I mean? I mean, there was proof obviously with all the pictures and stuff in the truck, but I mean, still it'd be a little weird, so you'd probably want to get out of there as soon as you could. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that kid's
But is that your only gripe, is just the kid, or
no?
Is it everything else?
My other thing I had a disagreement with was when whoever Sylvester Stallone plays signs over the kid to the grandpa. That's all said and done. It's his custody now. He pulls up to the gate and is like, "Let me see my son," right after he gave him away. And they say no. And so a unhinged, he's supposed to be this cool, collective dude, never gets mad, never gets too crazy in the movie. He backs up, rams through the gate, destroys the front yard, burst through the door with his truck, and it doesn't make any sense. He knows full well that he'll never get to see his son again if he does that. And he's not like mad. He just like backs up and he's like with a straight face just plows through everything.
He's
It's
Sylvester Stallone.
I know, but 100% he does not deserve to have that kid. And,
I don't
and the
know.
other thing, his thing is he doesn't have a house. He lives out of his truck. How the heck is this kid supposed to go to school for the next 10 years if he's living with him? How?
Well, I don't know, but I think like in the beginning, maybe that was their graduation. I could be wrong.
He's like
But
at
I
some
think the kid
military
went to-
school.
Well, yeah, but maybe the kid graduated early or something. I don't know. I don't
They were
recall
all, it
the
was
kid's
all graduating.
age,
He lived there for a bit and then he was gonna go home. School's out for the summer.
Well, I don't know. When it comes to some of that stuff, I can easily look it over because it's a happy feeling movie. You know, it gives you a good feeling when you watch it, especially the ending. You want to see Sylvester Stallone win in the end. You know, win his kid, win the arm wrestling competition, etc.
That's true. The heart of this movie came from that arm wrestling competition. It was nice
Yeah.
build up throughout the movie about how important it is to be physically strong. That was what I gathered from it. If you can't win your kids back with money, you can win it back by arm wrestling. You got to go to the paternity court and be like, all right, judge, stick her there. And then, so, yeah. It definitely was a product of its time. When's the last time you seen the movie?
Oh, geez. So I showed this to my younger brother because I'm just showing him all the cult classics, and this is one of them. The last time I watched this was maybe 2 years ago. It's one of those I watch annually, but no, this is one that I never grew up watching it, but when I was shown it, that's when I started to watch it over and over again. But I consider it one of my favorite that Stallone has done, just because it's a good story. It's got a great soundtrack.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just, you can't think about it too hard. In no world should that kid with his rich grandpa that's willing to just kind of pay him off, you know, he loves him so much that he's willing to kidnap him, and he's filthy stinking rich. How is that not the guy raising the son? At the end of the movie, they don't show you afterwards, but it is implied that kid proceeded to live with his dad out of a brand new Volvo truck until, you know, for the foreseeable future. He slept in a chair like mine. They ate there. How is that a suitable environment for a child? I just don't understand.
Jace, you're thinking about it way too hard.
He
They had a
has
happy
nothing.
ending. They had a happy ending.
Not
Just
if you
leave
think
it at
about
that.
it.
Just leave it at that.
All I know is if that was my kid and that was my father-in-law, I'm taking the nice truck and the 500 grand. I'm telling him, see ya. I mean, he's already done it for years. Oh, the other thing. Why is the mom? I get it. Like, she's sick, so now she wants him to like meet his dad or something before he dies. I thought when in the beginning of the movie, he's like, "You never sent me a birthday card. You never sent me Christmas. You know, all this stuff." And he's like, "Yes, I did." I always assumed, oh, it was the grandpa that hid those letters. But no, it's the mom that wants him to meet his dad all of a sudden because she's dying.
Are you sure? I swear
Yes.
it's the
It was in his
grandfather that
mom's
hid the letters.
It was in his mom's like drawer.
Well, it could have been like the grandfather put him in there or something. Like,
It
just
was
something
very
that
clear.
I don't know. But,
What kind of mom hides those like literally stacks of handwritten letters?
darn it. I hate showing you all these like cult classic movies because then you have more questions than like answers
There was
for half of them.
If you actually think
And you're
about
questioning
it, there's
the
not
decisions
more.
more.
Not a single good person in that movie. Sylvester Stallone's character is not fit to be a father. The grandpa tried to kidnap him forcefully and like traumatize him. The kid's a stuck-up brat. The mom tried to hide it from him. That's all the characters. That's everybody. Come on.
Um, the way I like to see this movie too is it's like a Rocky prequel kind of, or like a semi-Rocky spin-off. If you just twist some things, it can kind of work in like Rocky, like, oh, this is his family before he met Adrian and stuff like that, and before he was a bum and stuff, etc. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, or even like the kid is like Adrian has some grandparent that's really rich, and that's when he left her, or something. Just something like that. That's the way I like to kind of watch this movie.
That's kind of a fun way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Granted, it was entertaining. I watched it and I was never bored. I thought it was a perfectly fine movie. You know, I wasn't exactly sure what it was gonna be about, because I thought it was gonna be like a fighting movie almost, you know, because of the poster. But no, it's just arm wrestling. I mean, which is fine, but
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize it when you said that you kind of knew about it, but you never watched it. I just kind of assumed that you knew it was about arm wrestling.
I had no idea what it meant.
Oh, okay. Well, what'd you think about the arm wrestling and like all the contestants like being from the Punch-Out universe?
Realistic. Oh yeah, the characters. They had the diverse cast of like the big mountain guys and the other guys. They had like everybody, you know.
Yeah.
It was great. And I liked how it was kind of realistic, because it does, like in the final one where they're like going and they slip, like, you know, that does happen, and so they have to use to belt them together so they can finish up. But
I don't know. I mean, that seemed kind of like just for the movie, like enhanced drama for the movie.
No, that happens. I'm shocked it didn't. It happens way more in real life. Like, it happens almost every match I see. They do it once and then they get the belt.
Oh, okay. So you do watch arm wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was actually fairly realistic. I mean, normally they're not, you know, one way or the other like the whole time. It's normally pretty clear cut after about 10 seconds, but you know.
I always like the part like before like the match starts, and the one guy that Sylvester Stallone is arm wrestling at the end, he like grabs his hand and like holds him close, like, come here. He like bolts him to the table, and Stallone's got like that scared look on his face, like.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So one thing I'd like that was real funny was, you know, they were interviewing everybody there, and I forget exactly what the quote was, but the other guys are like, yeah, my body's like a machine. You know, the other guy's like, I'm gonna break your arms. And then Sylvester Stallone's like, you know, I'm here for the truck. Like that was like that's like straight up all he said. It was just, I liked that part. That was kind of hilarious. But
another one that got me that I always forget about every time I watch it is the one guy that swallows his cigar and then drinks. Is it
I totally missed that.
I think it's. So one guy swallows his cigar during the arm wrestling, and then he drinks oil, I believe. He like sticks a straw in like an oil can and he just gulps it down. And then later on, you see him putting Tums in like a glass of water, and he's like, ugh.
That is actually hilarious. I did not notice that. I don't know how you picked up on that.
That's like one of the main. It's like one of the main shots.
I never once saw somebody swallow their cigarette and then drink some oil.
Oh my goodness,
have to take Tums afterwards.
Did you like go to the bathroom or something?
Oh no, I was just chilling in bed, you know, watching it. I watched it this morning at like 5 a.m. because I woke up.
Oh, man, that's like one of the main things at the end.
I wish the kid wasn't such a crybaby, but I can forgive pretty much everything else. Like I can't believe that wimp lost one arm wrestle in that restaurant against that kid, and he's crying in the parking lot. Like, what a wuss! My goodness. But Sylvester Stallone in this movie had like the patience of a goddess. Like, he just was like this. You could tell he was always this close, but he always just kept it together. Well, this kid just had this stupid grin on his face half the time, just totally laying it on there and the most generic insults you could think of. But
Yeah.
oh,
I do
man.
like this movie, and another reason I really like to compare it to Rocky is because in the sixth Rocky film, the Rocky Balboa one, there's a part in that film when he talks to his son. And his son is sort of like the kid in this movie, where just kind of doesn't get his dad, and I think he yells at him or something like that in Rocky Balboa, and that's when Rocky says that really great speech in it, and he's like telling him, no one can tell you, who to be. If they do, then that's when they pound you and the world chews you up and spits you out, etc. And there's a speech in here that's kind of like that, right at the time when the kid loses the arm wrestling, the first one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's like, dude, you're a spoiled brat, but the world's gonna chew you up and spit you out, and it's
he
very
says, I remember it. He says the world will never meet you halfway. That's what it was.
exactly, yeah. Sylvester Stallone, man, he gets the good speeches in film.
Yeah, and I thought he did a good job of this movie. He's by far the best part of it.
Yeah, he's always been a really good actor, and just you can always get like a really humble sense from him that he just seems like a nice guy to hang out with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. But anything else you want to add before we wrap
just
up?
that this is a movie that I'm glad you watched. I just wanted to show it to you because it's one of my
It's fun.
favorites. Yeah.
Alrighty. Now we got to do our mandatory scores here. How many lug nuts and arm belt strap things out of 17 you giving this bad boy?
All right. Well, you got Sylvester Stallone. You got arm wrestling. You got trucks. That's an automatic 10 out of 10.
All right, I love your math. Oh man. Well, I will give it 2 incompetent parents out of 4 annoying characters.